Hey y'all, I'm Ali. Welcome to Little Hill Homestead. Today we are going to be making a recipe that we often get requests for. This is one of my mom's recipes that she's made for years, and it seems really simple, but the end result is something very, very special. If you are doing a barbecue, this is like a must. I know like summer is just ending. When is it? It's not just ending. We're just getting to summer. I don't even know what month it is. It's April, you guys. And barbecue season is going to be coming up and warm weather and wanting to be outside. Well, this is the perfect side to go with any of your like smoked meats, which is what we're doing today. We're doing smoked pork. I promise I will get Shawn to show you smoked pork, but he starts it in the middle of the night and I'm not about to get up to help film that. Well, maybe that could be a shenanigan that continues into, I don't know. Either way, today I'm going to show you baked beans. I do use canned Bush's baked beans. I have made my own and canned them with success. But I'm out. So today we're just using one can. I have one can. This is a 28 ouncer. My mom's original recipe is 2 of the really big ones. We just don't eat enough to do that. So we're just going with the 1 can. So what is good about this is like typically when you get like barbecue beans like this, they're kind of just runny and kind of like that, right? No, y'all. We're gonna cook this all day slow and low and let it get like perfect. The next thing you're gonna need is a 1/2 cup of molasses. We get our molasses, I've shown you guys this before. It's the old-fashioned organic molasses from Azure Standard. We buy jars of it because we go through it a lot. Between making our own brown sugar and just different recipes, we find we use it faster than one would think. Plus you throw it in the refrigerator and you're good to go. Now I will ask, do you guys have a recipe that's good for sweet sorghum? I accidentally bought this size jar of sweet sorghum not too long ago. No idea what I'm gonna do with it. So if you have any recipes that are great with sweet sorghum, I read it's a molasses substitute, so I probably just could sub it for that, but if you know of something different, let me know. 1/2 cup going in. Throw this in the sink. Okay, the next thing you need is 1/2 of an onion. I'm putting my version in the recipe, so if you hit description below, I always write the recipe for you guys. I know a lot of channels don't do that, and I hate having to sit with a paper and try to write this out. If you're watching on a TV, you have to like scroll up and click over to get to the description for it to show up. If you're on your phone or your, how else do you guys watch us? Phone or computer, hello. You just hit description below and it generates all our information. But we just need 1/2 of an onion. We got these ones also, Azure Standard, last month. They're storing really, really well. So I'm excited about that. I actually put some sweet ones on my order for this month just to see how they store, because I've heard sweet ones just don't store. I know sweet ones don't store the same. They're not a storage onion, so we might have to cut and freeze or I don't know, whatever with it. Okay, so to cut an onion, this is the way I do it, but it's up to you. I have cut off the top and the bottom and peeled the skin off. All I do is take it from rounded edge to rounded edge, and I just push my knife down through it, little slices. It seems like cutting an onion is one of those things like, it's kind of hard to do, even though it should be kind of easy, right? So now I have it sliced this way. I'm gonna turn it, and I'm gonna cut little slices the other way, so basically creating a crisscross, and that gives us our nice little pieces of onion that we want. So when I do my Monday food prep, usually I have a deli container, and I cut 1 or 2 onions using the same thing, so we just have them ready for the week in a container. Then I find that if things are pre-cut, we tend to eat a little healthier and eat a little bit better than, because you know, sometimes at the end of the day, you just don't want to do stuff. So if you dedicate a little bit of time to doing it other days, it's just a little easier. Anyways, okay, that is it for our bean mix. I'm just gonna give it a stir. The onions break down, you barely notice that they are there, to be honest, because we cooked this for so long. And what the molasses does is just kind of thicken it up and it becomes like a very sticky bean. Okay. Not everybody has a bean pot. We have 2. So we call these bean pots. We have the smaller one, which we found at the antique store. And then when my grandma passed away, we actually inherited her bean pot. So I have hers too with a big, it's a little bit bigger. They don't have a top, so I just cover it with foil. But all I'm gonna do is pour our mixture into our little bean pot. I see them at antique stores all the time, and I think, oh, I'm gonna buy some more bean pots. You only need one bean pot, or two in my case. Just because if I'm doing it for a bunch of people, I love to have the big one. But often it's just, you know, me or Shawn and I, and maybe a kid will eat some beans, but they don't really eat our beans. Okay, the next thing, I got bean down the side. So my beans are in there. The next thing I'm gonna do is put some bacon on top. I know Bush's baked beans already have bacon in them, but it's not enough, let's be real. So I know you guys know this, we get the bacon from Butcher Box. It comes as a 3-pack. It's an applewood smoked uncured bacon. Y'all, if you have anything you're considering in life for Butcher Box, you have to add this to your order. It's quite tasty. So, what I do is take a couple slices of it. I usually do 2. If I'm using my big bean pot, I do like 4, but I just cut them into 4ths or halves. I do 4ths for this because my bean pot is small, and all I'm gonna do is tuck these on top of our beans and make like a little bacon layer that sits on top. There's an art to it. No, there's not, it's just bacon on beans. Okay. We're just gonna put that all the way around. And those will release some bacon drippings, bacon drippings down into your beans. Let's see if you can see this. I don't know if I tip it. Can you see? It's now created a bacon layer on top. They release the drippings into the beans, and it gives us just this little extra like smoky flavor. But then you get the joy of whoever gets served first can take the bacon pieces. I'm not a huge bacon. I don't try to dig for them, but Shawn and his friends, or you know, people that we feed, they find the bacon. All I'm gonna do is take a piece of foil and I'm gonna cover this. The key to this is cooking it low and slow, like I was saying. So this is gonna go 300 degrees, 275, kind of in that range. And my mom's notes say 3 to 4 hours. I find that's not enough. So typically what I'll do is cook it for about 6 hours. So you kind of just like, you remember the commercials, infomercials, set it and forget it. So we basically just gonna pop this in the oven, kind of let it go all day. I don't let it go more than like 6 hours or it gets really thick, almost burned. So anywhere in that 4 to 6 hour range. Let's cover it with foil, we're gonna put it in, and I will bring you guys back and show you the final result. It is delicious. We'll see you in a few hours. So we ended up cooking our beans in our roaster today. Shawn smoked a pork out on our smoker most of the day, but we like to finish it off in the oven just to kind of, you know, finish it off. But here's our beans. They cooked in here all day. They're nice. See the bacon layer on top, how beautiful that is? But let me give you a little. They didn't get quite as thick as they usually do just because I cooked them in the roaster and the temperature is a little bit different. Usually they're sticky. Well, that's disappointing. Epic fail. Note to self, the roaster does not work. Should have done them in the oven. Either way, they're still going to be delicious because those grilled onions went down in there and then the bacon cooked down in there, the extra molasses. They will be beautiful. They also will cool down and thicken up a little bit, but there's our final product, you guys. These are bomb. And we did buttercorn because, you know, yum. We also made, let me show you what else we made. Walking you through the house. This is a homemade potato salad. This is my grandma's recipe. I will have to share it with you guys sometime. It's super simple. It has eggs, green onions, mustard, mayonnaise, vinegar, salt, pepper. That's it. Well, potatoes. So we got that to go with our dinner. A couple different sauces. We got an Alabama white, and then this is like a mopping sauce, and then Shawn's pork. Yep, it's gonna be good dinner tonight. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you guys give these a try. If you do, don't cook them in your roaster. Cook them in your oven because it does a better job. But overall, delicious beans. Yeah, look at those. Thanks for watching, guys.